And a very good day to you folks. Welcome to SpeedGaming 2 and welcome to our next race in the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer Cross Game Cup. We've got a great race for you today, folks. Today, we have got Team HECC, Frost and Lucarius Lion versus Croustillants of Bellator and Haldadrin. I'm Captain MD and I'm joined today by Frost and Azure. How you doing today?
It is an early morning, but we are here for a fantastic race between fantastic runners.
Indeed, the sun is rising on what has turned out to be a very busy day of randomizer. I'm actually going to get my crew list up here because it turns out we have 3 matches on tap today.
Oh my gosh, 3? I heard the 2, but not the 3. Oh dear.
Well, we had a semi-recent sign-up. If it can be fit into the schedule, there may be a match at 2 p.m. this afternoon, the Fail Guys versus Infinite Speed Squad. But the more well-known match is tonight at 10. We've got Team Second Place versus Unthought of Name. We have been given the green light to go, and we are off.
I will be more than happy to observe all of the Prime 1 games. Make sure we don't miss anything.
Surely. Alright, we're getting our first check in Echoes, and it appears to be Screw Attack. Pretty common early pickup these days, getting Screw Attack as the first item. Did you know Santa Claus and Bigfoot exist in the Metroid universe?
Oh, I did not, but did you also know that Amber was the first item in SJAF?
That is some good information, followed by a spider ball under the ship. Early Amber is especially important in Echoes because it lets you get access to more hints, which especially in Echoes could be quite important because for those who are not familiar with the Cross Game Cup, what's happening here is Haldadrin and Frost are playing Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube, while Bellator and Lucarius Lion are playing Metroid Prime 2 Echoes for the Nintendo GameCube, and they can find each other's items in their seeds. So, for example, we saw Amber Translator getting sent over to the Prime 2 player.
Yeah, some people are even playing it for the Dolphin emulator.
Yes, it is workable through console and emulator, but we are seeing both our Prime runners immediately go to Chozo. In the meantime, our Echoes runners are just taking down Alpha Block. So typical early game procedure. There's a main power bomb on Grapple Edge. Alright, so I saw the main power bombs on Grapple Edge. I could not see Half Pipe or Vault Ledge.
I thought Half Pipe looked like Echo's expansion, but it's hard to tell. Is that Gravity Suit in the Vault Ledge?
That was Gravity on Vault Ledge.
Okay.
Yeah, Gravity doesn't open up too much.
Actually, without Gravity, it makes things worse. Or without Space Jump, Gravity makes things worse.
There's an STK on Ruined Shrine?
Nursery.
Nursery.
Alright, and we get a Sunburst off of Alpha Splinter. Would have been really nice to have 1 minute ago with Light Beam, but oh well. That would be a Prime Missile up top in Transport B access. And Prime gets Vanilla Launcher, immediately followed by Light Beam. Now, why couldn't we have Light Beam and Sunburst when we started the Alpha Splinter fight? Oh, we still would have needed 5 missiles, I guess, but even still.
I don't think I've ever been able to do that start.
Is it a 10 for the special beam combos?
It's only 5.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of the beam consumption.
The beam consumption is 30.
Yeah, it's quite heavy. Bombs, so Echo's bombs in Gallery.
Alright, early bombs are pretty nice. Now we don't have to worry about doing Task Jump, which we're going to see Lucarius do immediately, doing the double bomb jump to get this item. Alright, Bellator has also received bombs, but they do not appear interested in going back for the item, which was an energy tank. Early energy in time for Dark Aegon is pretty nice. Every energy tank gets you basically an extra 16.5 seconds of Dark Aether time in Various Suit.
Yeah, the multi-world generator also has more trouble, guaranteeing placement of E-tanks, so it's good to have one.
Alright, what do we
the
have?
The Prime runners are taking the opportunity to warp to start and check their hints.
All right, we got Space Jump in Transport to Aegon and Various Suit perfectly in Logic and Communications area. The Super Room missile can be found Run Room from Aegon Wastes. I did not see that name.
It was Portal Terminal, so that is either
Transport?
Portal Access A or Transport Center.
Okay, so it's either way, it's free with bombs. And it's a super, too, so both super missiles are in Echoes. Which is very good information to know. Looks like Lucarius is now making the dive back to Aegon, but has sent Frost Various Suit in the process. Oh, I see a dungeon artifact.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Storage C, that requires super missiles. Watch station access, that's not too bad. There's a spider ball in mining station access. Torvis Lagoon, Phazon mining tunnel.
Phazon suit required. Oh boy.
I see ventilation shaft. Transit tunnel east, so we must get gravity boost. And trial tunnel, that's pretty free. I think we're still missing one more. Are we? Nope, I think that's all of them. So yeah, we need light suit, we need gravity, we need Phazon suit. Which means... Go on.
Unfortunately, we won't be getting our Phazon suit hint because of the fact that PMT is required to get one of those artifacts.
Indeed, and it looks like that hinted super missile was in Portal Access A. Gonna get a sand cache check here. But yeah, these artifacts are pretty lousy today. The spider ball can be found in mining station access. Thanks, game. And I saw a missile-related upgrade in a cursed lake, so that's going to be dead. With Space Jump and Screw Attack, mobility is definitely not an issue for our runners, although Lucarius got Space Jump now, so... Yeah, mobility is not going to be an issue for the Echoes runners, and with Screw Attack in tow, Sanctuary suddenly becomes very tantalizing, especially since the only thing keeping us out of there right now is main power bombs.
So, did Lucarius make the GFMC play? Because
Lucarius went to comm area and sent Various Suit to Frost.
Okay, yeah. He's a little behind on the path that Bellator's on.
Indeed, yeah. Bellator did not make the GFMC dive.
That Varia is actually probably... I mean, Bellator's probably going to go there really soon, but... let's see. Frost might get a leg up because of... Oh no, I guess Frost is not going to go to Magmor from here.
I have no idea what that is in Mining Plaza. Light ammo tank, maybe? But it looked a little too bright to be a... It looked a little too bright to be a movement system. Should be noted that Echoes technically has not gotten their missile launcher yet. Again.
Missile launcher is only recommended.
I was incredibly surprised it was free in my race.
It was, yeah.
Multi-worlds, like these CGC races, have been placing the logical Echoes launcher in some very, very bad spots. Like usually it's like in mines and Prime 1.
Alright, well, we don't need to look up anymore because Bellator just revealed that Mining Station A conceals the Echo Visor. Only thing locking us out of that is once again main power bombs. Alright, so with Light Beam and Space Jump Screw Attack, some options are open. For example, Labs is pretty doable with this equipment. They could Screw Attack the Crystal Switch in main reactor. And the tree had Prime Bombs. Ooh, so those supers already paying off for the Prime player.
This is actually pretty early for both games to have their morph ball bombs.
Indeed, but what we saw Lucarius do there is they were on a specific layer of mining station A where the beehives were still there, and you can stand on the beehives to space jump up to a piece of standable terrain on top of this spire in order to jump to the item in mining station A, thereby skipping the need to power bomb open the cannon and just basically get this out of the way now. Bellator is unfortunately not on this layer, so they must do a BSJ to reach this area. Multi-BSJ at that.
Yeah, this one's weird because like you have to be further away from the wall than you do for most other BSJs, because like the wall here that you get the instant unmorph on kind of juts out.
Ah, okay. Alright, so I did not see what was in Ruined Shrine, but Haldadrin is going for it.
It was just a missile launcher.
Oh, it was the Echoes launcher?
No, my bad. Expansion.
Okay. Luckily, Charge Beam makes quick work of the Plated Beetle. Yeah, unfortunately, Haldadrin did not take those supers to the tree, so does not have bombs to be able to check the lower shrine item.
Let alone morph ball.
Right. We kind of still need that.
I forgot about that.
Sorry. Echo's muscle memory. The Hive Temple keys are likely irrelevant, but I did see that one is in Fendrana.
I can Magmorph Fendrana. I actually kind of like the Hive key hint sometimes, just because, like, if you're looking for a specific set of keys and you've got like 2 hints to the key hint stone, but not the third, then if you see a key in kind of a dumb spot, you can kind of deduce, like, say you see
Annihilator,
a key in, like,
Upper Fiery Shores. No, lower. My bad.
Ooh, Annihilator. That's very nice. Yeah. Frost is making a pretty dangerous play with low HP, no E-tanks. Various Suit does thankfully make this workable. Does appear to have a power bomb from something. I don't remember if this was an expansion. That would be a progressive suit in
Short Tunnel.
Short Tunnel, that's the one.
But yeah, sometimes you can intuit like bad Hive key locations without being able to scan them. So I like the hint for that.
I'm getting deja vu about that Annihilator spot. Are you guys having deja vu?
Not particularly.
That was where it was last night.
Oh. Oh, jeez.
Granted, I think both of you were the Echoes players, so
we were, yeah.
Yeah, I think when you're playing one of the games, you're like paying the least amount of attention to what was in the other game, like less than all of chat. So I didn't remember.
Lucarius has gone out of bounds here. This is an attempt to peek Storage D, I believe. And it is a missile expansion. Oh, but because Lucarius opened the door from the other side and technically didn't load into Storage D properly, the door opened from the other side. Very clever.
Yeah, that's a really good play if it's like something you want now, but you don't want to get locked in with it.
Ooh, Lucarius got a very good screw on Dark Samus there and is going to do it again and with basically a bonk later, and that's an end of a DS1 fight.
You really don't see screw attacking DS1 very often because you so often have power bombs for this point.
Considering that there's no other special weapons available for the Echoes player, that was very well done.
There's the artifact and broom closet.
It's not quite SMZ3 Technolink. It's not where players can go from the same player can go from Prime 1 to Prime 2. It's that we can transfer Prime 1 items to Prime 2 players and vice versa. In Multiworld specifically. Alright, Frost has stopped. Oh, right, no Morph Ball.
Yeah, looks like Haldadrin's in the same boat.
Alright, Dark Oasis was a missile for Frost, related upgrade for Frost, so it's useless. That's actually a very good question from chat. Who rolled to this seat today? Also, apparently Bellator found an artifact in Trial Tunnel, but... Oh, right, Trial Tunnel was an artifact, but it took a long time to get to Haldadrin. Also, that was a Jump Guardian fight. But yeah, I do believe the Prime player is in BK mode for a little while we wait for especially a Morph Ball. Well, there it is.
Well, alrighty. Commentator's blessing.
But with Spider Ball and bombs in tow, we can check this item here in Junction Site, Echo's Missiles. We're being informed that TGC is the generator of this seed today. And, well, it's given the Prime players a little bit to think about, seeing as they're basically stuck while they wait for, in Frost's case, Lucarius does have to go back for Jump Guardian.
Gonna be a long while before that happens.
Bellator playing your everyday dangerous run through Dark Aegon.
Yeah, this is going to put Frost a few minutes behind.
Yeah, Haldadrin in the meantime is going to probably take this Varia suit. Actually, Haldadrin does not have Varia suit yet, so cannot go to Magmore.
Oh, yeah, okay. Belter has to get back to Calm Area for the GFMC loop. So, like, he's at the point where he probably, goes out Transport Center, checks Hive Chambers, then does GFMC, if I had to guess.
Well, the Echoes players now have the ability to use Power Bombs courtesy of an expansion in Transport Center, but we're seeing Lucarius go back towards GFMC. Now, given that Missile Launcher has not shown up yet for Echoes, there is actually a small chance this could be Echoes' main Power Bombs, in which case that'd be really good for the Echoes players because they can just dupe that and get 6. The reason being is because one thing about Echoes that is a bit of a logic bug, and Dark Zero, maybe you can add to this if there's been any updates. Well, okay, never mind, that's not main Power Bombs, but there's a bit of a waiting problem with Missile Launcher past Trooper Security Station, and for that reason, if you, for example, have a landing site start, you're in this difficulty, you're guaranteed main Power Bombs in GFMC. To my knowledge, I don't think that waiting issue was fixed yet.
Yeah, Darkseid were pointing out that Lucarius's Labs play was out of logic, and it can be scary to do out of logic plays in multi-world when your partner is waiting on a really important item like Morph Ball.
Yeah, because right now, Echoes is still not technically able to use missiles, so the play was to get Prime Morph Ball. That's about as far in the logic chain as we are right now.
Yeah, like usually in solo, you can just maximize your own efficiency, and that's all you have to think about, and it's fine. Like, you're probably going to do labs at some point anyways, so it doesn't totally matter when you do them, but in these races, it can matter a lot. We got a Spider Ball. Oh, that was under the ship, so Morph Ball locked. Yeah, Prime Spider under the landing site.
Okay.
And I think that was Wave Buster and Dynamo Chamber. Oh no, that was Wave Beam. That's quite a bit better.
Wave Beam and Dynamo Chamber, that's really interesting because that's out of logic at the moment. Until main Power Bombs are found.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see them soon, based on that. But we have seen Wave Beam Gombas before.
Uh-oh. There's an Echo's key in Reliquary. What spicy hints do we have so far? The artifacts are pretty spicy. We've got Dungeon, Vent Shaft, PMT. I've got 6 written down, but I'm missing 3. I've got Dungeon, Storage C, Watch Station Access, Vent Shaft, Transit Tunnel East, Phazon Mining Tunnel. I don't have the last 3. Do you by chance remember what those were? Oh, thank you, Aster.
I caught Torvus Energy Controller recently on Frustrating Hints and BK. I don't know if we caught before. So, yeah, I think we're about to see the GFMC ship item for Bellator. Just an E-Tank. E-Tanks are good, but since Lucarius came this way without defeating Jump Guardian, that item was not there for him, and it would have been pretty rough for their team if it was something important.
Alright, Halidrin's turned around to get the item in Lower Ruin Shrine, and it was a missile expansion. Now, the text box came up, which means there might be another item for the Echoes player in here. No idea what that is in Wind Chamber.
Yeah, Leno pointing out that since we have the Hive key hit, the Reliquary keys a bit more likely to be an SDK.
Prime Grapple in Gateway.
Alright, so Prime Grapple means that the Prime players now have the ability to get main power bombs. That actually was very conveniently timed, because Haldadrin is here in Chozo. Ooh, but the grapple beam didn't connect. Yeah, doing this without space jump is still a little bit tricky. Ooh, Kirby Master also points out we have Magma Pool and Training Chamber access in play too, courtesy of that Wave Beam. Out of logic Wave Beam, but even still, it's Wave Beam. Alright, Lucarius in the meantime is where he needs to be to retrieve Morph Ball. Looked like a missile expansion in Crossroads. And what was that under the save station? Whatever it is, Bellator's not interested.
Probably a missile expansion.
Okay.
Yeah, so Lucarius doing Trial Tunnel first, which, actually knowing it's an artifact, I think I might actually do the Jump Guardian fight before that, but normally this is the play you do for efficiency. So a little unfortunate that he's delaying the Morph Ball like another 20-30 seconds or so.
Cobalt Translator in Magma Pool.
Cobalt Translator, interesting. Ooh, with our... And we still haven't found Echo's main power bombs yet, have we? But Cobalt is still really good for Sank hints.
Plasma Beam in Training Hall. Or whatever it's called.
Oh, jeez, that's rude. That's a bad spot for Plasma Beam. That needs logically Super Missiles, Spider, and Boost.
Alright, can we ban TGC from seeding?
Okay, you know what? I will say, in this seed's defense, it is much better to know it's in a bad spot than to not know it's in a bad spot.
Indeed. On top of that, we are only missing Boost Ball. So...
Fair point.
We don't need a whole lot.
But who wants to do that ghost fight?
I mean, it could be worse. Me or Arrow Razor could have rolled this seed, and we are the best seed rollers.
Oh, you know we always want the best seeds. Only the best.
All right, we're getting a DMT check here from Bellator, which reveals that it is missiles.
Oh, did someone catch what was in a storage cavern?
I did not.
It was the hive key in
Oh.
Magmore.
All right, we're getting watery hull checks now from Haldadrin. Missiles on charge beam, and we're going to see lower and upper dynamo, courtesy of that spider ball. Always nice to get them both together. And Frost, in the meantime, is checking Lava Lake, which was dark ammo. Unfortunately, beam ammo tanks and translators still use the Metroid models until we can get that sorted out. We have a question.
RAs for this morning. We've got Echo's cross-game models, as well as... Oh, geez, I've already forgotten the other one.
Cross-game models and replace nothings with missiles.
That. Thank you.
Yeah, nothing very big.
Alright, using a double bomb jump, Haldadrin was able to get a missile expansion to Bellator in lower Ruin Shrine, because, yeah, without space jump or bombs, Gravity Suit actually takes that item out of logic. Now,
Yeah,
Frost
because your underwater slip jumps are more powerful with it off.
Indeed. Yeah, in the meantime, Frost is cruising through Magmore. Still no energy tanks and also no gravity suits, so only running on 10% damage resistance provided by Varia, that's it.
So the divergence here for the Prime players is pretty interesting because, like, Lucarius getting sidetracked from Morph Ball and getting Varia Suit, whereas the other team was later to Varia Suit, made it so Frost was waiting in Magmore, and the runners are just in very different spots.
Oh, look
Emerald.
at that. Haldadrin found Emerald Translator.
Well, the
Where was-
world is Bellator's oyster.
Indeed. Where was this when we needed it 2 hours into our seed?
It wasn't Fungal Hall Access.
Yeah, it was
Apparently.
lousy. It was behind Plasma Beam, and that was on Spider Guardian. Ew.
One of
All
the
right.
best.
But yeah, Emerald Translator is honestly one of the most powerful translators out there because not only is it a way into Sanctuary from the front via Sank Entrance, which I think Sank Entrance is almost in play. The only thing keeping us out of that is also Boost Ball. We're getting a Zoid check from Haldadrin in the meantime.
I find that Emerald, Tense, and Torvos tend to be the best value as well.
Indeed. Yeah, because Emerald gives you access to 6 hints and also gives you the backside of Torvis, which is a very large number of items. It's over half a dozen. Including Underground Tunnel, which there's almost, or at least in last year's Echoes tournament, it seemed like there was almost always progression in Underground Tunnel.
I have not seen that happen nearly as much in cross game.
Indeed.
The new Underground Tunnel, I think, is for cross game is Sank Entrance.
You know what? I think I have to agree with you on that one.
It's a bad Underground Tunnel. Like, actually, I really like the Underground Tunnel item because it routes in really nicely to a lot of things. Like, it makes choosing that way to go to, like, that part of Torvus really nice. But Sank Entrance is just gross.
We're getting the Spider's treasure play here from Bellator, so we can see some Cobalt hints that there is a beam. That would be the Wave Beam and Dynamo Chamber hint. Thanks, game, in their team's case.
Arc suit for Lucarius.
Alright, now comes the hard part in Frost's case, getting out of... Never mind. Yeah, getting out of short
You were
tunnel
saying?
yeah, getting out of short tunnel without space jump is normally not pleasant.
Yeah, no E-tanks either. That's I don't know if I would have. I might have like been willing to sacrifice myself to get that for multi-world's sake, but
Alright, so what we're seeing Lucarius do is, looks like Lucarius is going to add a bounce to try and get the Storage C artifact. Now, because this would be sending the item over, it could very easily just reset out, going back into the Ventilation Area A save station. Alternatively, it's really easy to get out of bounds in this game, apparently. Which it looks like that's what Lucarius is trying to do.
yeah. So Skirtek basically gives you the morph hitbox, and so you can end up in places that you can end up unmorphed in places where you're not supposed to be able to be unmorphed.
Alright, and we're seeing Frost make the Fendrana play now. There is quite a lot that can be done with Wave Beam. Unfortunately, Frost doesn't have that yet. And looks like Prime Space Jump was actually in Lower Furnace.
This is good timing to get it, at least. For the back.
Alright, so Lucarius is still trying to get out of Storage C in the meantime. Or has gone out of Storage C now. And Haldredin is going to check Farchozo. Alright, so Bellator decided to end the Spider's Treasure Dive. Unfortunately, they are still quite energy starved in this instance, so Spider's Treasure, Hazencliff in particular, is, I mean, actually...
I believe he did do Hazencliff.
He did do Hazencliff, okay. Actually, who has Dark Suit? Lucarius has Dark Suit.
Yeah, Haldren hasn't done the Magmor dive.
Yeah, I think we've only seen one Prime 2 E-Tank, and that was the one in TAS. Alright, what we're going to see Lucarius do now is combining BSJ with Standable Terrain. Bellator has stopped for a moment here. I'm trying to think, actually. Is the Echoes player in BK mode? Because they can't get to the Dark... They can get to... The Echoes player can do stuff. With Annihilator and Light, they can go from Doomed Entry to Battleground. Although, again, having said that, the Echoes player still technically doesn't have Logical Labs access. This is quite peculiar.
Bellator doesn't have Annihilator yet, so that's probably explaining why they're still in this sort of BK.
Indeed.
Right, because that was in Fiery Shores.
Yeah, and Haldren couldn't get it earlier because they were missing, I think it was Morph Ball.
Varia.
And yeah, Varia.
They didn't have Varia. They haven't left Chozo. As I say that, they warped to start.
Alright, and Bellator is back in action. So it looks like Lucarius has successfully done the BSJ standable to get this without boost, and the item in question is... Was that an energy tank?
Looked like it.
Oh, Lucarius is not interested.
Yeah. Nah, if that was an E-tank, he'd be picking it up, I'm sure. Bellator about to go for the same thing.
Ooh, using a different method. Very nice. Are your commentary feeds lagging a bit?
How so?
I notice occasionally my entire comm feed slows down and the audio desyncs a little.
Yeah, my commentary
yeah.
feed has the Echo's cross-game model, so it's stuttering a bit. It's like, I don't know if it's as much as you. It's pretty slight. I haven't noticed it to be a big deal.
Well, in the meantime, just a minor, I think it was a missile tank in Frigga crash site. Nothing of extreme significance.
Getting our good old arbor chamber check.
Alright, sand processing was apparently just missiles, so that should almost end the Aegon dive, and Lucarius is going to be warping to start here. Now, we do have access to the hint in meeting grounds, which after the doomed entry checks would be not a bad idea to check, but it looks like Lucarius has other plans.
Just plasma location is such garbage. I'd be very alarmed if something was an arbor chamber.
Indeed, yeah, it's a good thing it's just a missile today. The Prime player, I think, is sitting pretty on 50 missiles now. Yeah, that's 50 missiles for Haldadrin. Alright, Lucarius has... I believe this is actually a Plane of Dark worship check. Or looked at it. Didn't find anything of note by the looks of it.
It's a good dark suit advantage to have a look at that.
Yeah, it's possible to get that with Screw Attack and at least 4 energy tanks. But 3 you need, like, near perfect execution.
Is it just me, or is anyone else getting the feeling that Plant might be hogging some progression?
I'm very much getting the feeling that Plant might be hogging some progression. Alright, so Bellator has also now done the out-of-bounds here in Sand Processing. I believe it is their intention to go to Storage C as well. Because, yeah, who knows where Super Missiles can be, and Storage C is a very out-of-the-way check right now to go back to.
Yeah, I think he has less relevant stuff to do than Lucarius did in this situation. So I think the play is better for him.
Yeah, Haldadrin...
Unfortunately, I don't believe we'll be seeing anyone killing Flagra with Wave Buster today.
Yeah, not with this number of missiles, unfortunately.
I don't know the fact that we already have bombs.
Yeah, Plant has been in play ever since Bombs in the Tree. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if Flagra does have progression, because at this point, logically, the Echoes players should be well in BK mode. But if they had missiles, then again, with their equipment, they can check Doomed Entry and Battleground. And that's about it. It would be a one-way trip, though, unless Super Missiles or Dart Beam showed up.
Bellator going for that same Screw Attack secret roll that Lucarius was doing to get out of Storage C without Secret Missiles.
Yeah, if you haven't found anything in your seed, what you could do in this scenario is reset, which will give you back anything that the Prime 1 player sent to you as well. So that actually could be a way, for example, to preserve Cannonball. If the Prime player sent it to you, but you have not saved yet, you could reset and be given, and it will be given back to you if you haven't saved beforehand. Alright, looks like with the Echo and With Echo and Annihilator in tow, yeah, Profane Path is a pretty good idea, as well as Phase on Grounds, so no harm in checking this now.
Yeah, it's pretty early Annihilator and Echo combo. They're not typically items that you'd both see early game.
And, well, lo
pay
and
off.
behold. Wow, that is a terrible spot for Dark Beam. It does pretty much break the seed wide open, though, because with a suit, Dark and Light, and...
Even Annihilator.
Yeah, even that is Torvus access without missiles.
Yeah, so this morph disadvantage is going to kind of come out in the wash, I think. And there's some disadvantages, I think, in cross-game races that I've been seeing that, like, it looks real bad for one team, but there's so many, like, bottlenecks and gotchas that can turn the tides really fast.
Yeah, especially recently.
I think Bellator is not going to take too long to get that, though, from here.
Oh. Chat
Not
brings
too
up
many more options.
Yeah, chat brings up a good point. We can't actually get to Torvus just yet because there is still technically a logical missile door in front of the elevator.
Because we don't have launcher yet, we're still wondering where the heck it is.
Yeah, and we haven't found Echo's main power bombs either, so we still don't have logical Sank access. Yeah, this is really weird. I think the logic is expecting the Echo's player to just stay put and wait for Prime to give them something. Oh, no, the other thing is Yeah, and I think it has to be in the Prime player's seat at this point because the Dart Beam is out of logic too, since Echo was powerbomb locked. This is getting very interesting, like from a logic standpoint.
Where was Echo again?
Echo was in Mining Station A, so it needed main power bombs and Spider Ball.
Oh, that's right. But yeah, like if you had to pick a beam to not have for most of the game, Dark Beam is the worst choice.
It is definitely not a good beam to miss out on.
And as much as I love the Annihilator beam, gosh, is it not useful for doors that much? There's what, 7 Annihilator doors?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Sentinel's Path, The Way Out of Quad, Incash 2, Transit Tunnel South. Yeah, there's not that many.
Yeah, Annihilator early game can be really awkward for Echoes too, because like there's lots of situations like this one here where it expects you to use it for portals to the Dark World, and it's particularly bad, I would say, for Dark Labs because like the game expects you to have Dark Beam to be able to get out through the doors.
Mm-hmm. Alright, now Bellator has successfully retrieved Dark Beam. So, Lucaria ending up not having too much of a time advantage over Bellator for Dark Beam.
Yeah, Bellator just didn't really have that many options left at this point.
Indeed. We're going to see Frost now make the play towards... I believe this is a play towards Furnace. But yeah, we are going to see Lucarius do... Lucarius might even do... I believe Lucarius is competent in Superless and Seekerless, so we may see Sky Temple hints here. In fact,
Wave was in Dynamo Chamber, so we do not have main power bombs for Echo, so it's still out of logic.
That is true, so there's probably nothing of significance back here, question mark?
I just think...
Oh,
like,
it's
Seekers.
Seekers.
Is...
Okay. So Seeker missiles are locked by Wave Beam.
Wave beam is locked by main PBs.
So where are the Echo's main PBs?
Land!
But yeah, we're seeing Lucarius here out of bounds to skip the Super's door that is in front of, on the way to War Ritual grounds. unfortunately is having trouble finding the edge of the gravity box.
Yeah, he's got a limited amount of time for this. The Dark World damage.
Yeah, just loading big access, though, will give access to some health. Now, Lucarius is trying to find the edge of the ether box, as we call it, because basically how Out of Bounds works is that every room's gravity physics are in a box. And when you cross in and out of this box, you have a 3-frame window to perform a jump. So it's quite difficult. Also, nice Morph Ball hint in Meeting Grounds. Thanks, game. Unfortunately, it looks like Lucarius is having a hard time finding that ether box. It might be better to look for it from the side of the door, because the doors are flat to the sides of the ether box. Oop. And yep, that's a Morphin Out of Bounds, and that leads you falling like a rock. And Lucarius has reset.
Oh, Bellator is going to go for the same thing. Bellator's got more energy, and I want to say he's got more practice in this, so... I like his chances a little better.
We shall see. Alright, Upper Ice Ruins East
there's
has the main power
PP.
bombs. So it was behind Prime Spider Ball, so we are now all in logic, except we had to go to Ice Ruins East just to get it all put together. Ew.
Darn, I was really hoping for plant. Dang.
Alright, so that gets us Sank access. That's logical. No, it's not logical Sank access, because we still need missiles to either get to Aegon Temple or Labs. It does put the Dark Beam into logic, though.
Yeah, I think Bellator is doing more of what you pointed out about trying to cross the boundary in and out of the ether, aligned with where the door is. It's just easier to see what he's doing.
Yeah, and has succeeded. So this is the last Super's door, then it's off to War Ritual Grounds, and now that Bellator's got Seekers in tow, no need to worry about Seekerless Sky Temple Gateway. A thing about Out of Bounds is that you do still have to backtrack towards the door of the room you passed over in order to properly make the game think you're in that door. Otherwise, the game won't transition the room, and then if it tries to load stuff, it gets a little weird, and it might crash. Alright, Bellator is trying to see this red key. It is not an Inghive key, it is a... Well, we'll see in a second.
He scanned the door. The Seekers.
He scanned the branches in the back, the ingworms.
Oh.
Because behind that door is a bunch of ingworms, which is why you can't actually access the elevator. But it looks like Bellator's going to give up for now.
I did not know you could scan through that until recently. It looks pretty finicky.
It's a very tight scan. Alright, Bellator grabbing a little more HP, and then no need to do some Seekerless shenanigans here. Alright, we're getting a Courtyard check in the meantime, as well as another hint. Courtyard is Dark Burst, and the Aegon keys are in Sank, Temple Grounds, and I didn't get the third one.
I stopped looking at the hint because I assumed that
it was actually Sky Temple Grounds in Torvis, so that Reliquary key could be an Aegon key. Alright, we've got Alpha Blog. Alright, so Alpha Blog required. Storage Cave, that's... okay. But it does need Plasma Beam. Security Access A. Hydro Dynamo Station, that's not the worst in the universe, but we need super missiles. Dark Aegon Temple. A Morbus is required and Reliquary is required. Battleground. We probably need Dark Visor regardless. Defiled Shrine. Okay, we definitely need Dark Visor. And yeah, that should be all of them. The key that Lucarius does not have, the Sky Temple key Lucarius does not have, I don't remember which one that is.
He just got Ruined Nurseries, and with that, I am still missing one.
Alright, there is a charge combo in Sentinel's Path. That is very likely the Echo Super Missiles.
Oh, that's not the first time. That was, that they were there in a race. Yeah, that was the Xenocal and was it Xenocal and Chilling with Kevin? That was
I'm not sure. We're getting a reverse Flagra play here, and there's one of the Dark Torvis keys in Great Bridge. I didn't see if we found a Torvis key hint.
Race spreader in the super door. Super thing. What would you call the super?
Research Lab Hydra.
That.
So I don't believe we've seen a Torvis key hint, but there were 3 regions listed for the Dark Agony key hint, right?
Yeah, Sky Temple Grounds, Torvis, and I want to say Sanctuary was the third one.
Did Reliquary have an STK or
Reliquary does have a key.
Okay,
so
but not an STK. So
it's very likely an Aegon key, unless we get the Torvis key hint and that tells us otherwise. It's very likely Reliquary is an Aegon key.
Well, it's like 50-50 though, because if there are 3 regions listed for the Dark Agony key hint, and only one of them is in Sky Temple Grounds, then it's 50-50 between it being War Ritual Grounds or being Reliquary.
That's
it can't
very
be both.
true. That's right. We did see War Ritual Grounds was a red key. There's the red key over there. That's most likely the other one. Oh, no, wait. It was not in Dark Torvis. My bad. Oh, that's 2 Torvis keys already. That's alarming.
All losses Echo's seat? Oh, wait. Hold on. Is Quad dead?
Quad is half dead. Alright, so Lucarius is going to attempt Cache Secretless. Nails it in one try. Well done. Okay, yeah, Sank, Sky Temple, and Torvis. So Sank has the last Aegon key. Yeah, Bellator, take note of those Aegon keys, because they are important today.
Did we see that Aegon key that was in Torvis? Have we seen any of them?
No, we have not.
Okay.
We have seen 2 Torvis keys, one in Torvis and Dark Torvis.
We've seen a whole bunch of Hive keys. That's probably what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, and none of the Hive keys were in Sky Temple Grounds, I don't think, so... Oh dear.
Yeah, they were not.
Everyone calling out Aegon keys and Airy.
Well, if that's the case, then the last Torvis key has to be either the one in Reliquary or the one in War Ritual Grounds.
Yeah, one's an Aegon key and one's a Torvis key. And yeah, for all we know right now, they might both be required, but we know for sure Morbus is required. Although, I'm pretty sure Bellator could do Aegon key skip if pressed, so may end up seeing that. I think he knows it.
There is a Morph Ball related upgrade for Echoes in Poison Bog. That could be Boost Ball. Could be Cannonball too, which would be nice. Is that the last suit? I think... oh no, Lagoon's an artifact. My bad. It's an artifact. Bellator is going to attempt Air Underwater here to retrieve it. But what we're going to see Lucarius do here is zip down using Cache B, which is technically underground transport in Light Torvis, which is the elevator to Undertemple. So Lucarius has gone down the elevator, basically, and you can see, surprise, he's now an Undertemple shaft. So just like that, Lucarius has reached Lower Torvus without super missiles. I should point out that Lucarius is still hideously out of logic at this point because no missiles.
And they still don't have the wave beam, which is a dynamo chamber, which is out of logic anyways, actually, but...
It's out of logic, but the hint for it was in... Where was the hint for that? Because it was hinted, I just don't remember where. But even still, Lucarius is now going to have access to 3 emerald hints in this region, and they are going to be quite significant. Getting 2 each hint shouldn't be too problematic, courtesy of air underwater. And I don't know what's in Under Transit 1. Energy tank, maybe?
Oh, that, the pirate just, like, denied the, like, R jump Aldrin was doing across Observatory. I think he wanted to save, and the pirate just, like, jumped right into him.
Alright, Bellator is now doing the Torvus Temple fight. Houndadrin is performing a warp to start here.
Torvus is out of logic from the, like, just from the front as well, because...
Yeah, it's out of logic from the front. It's out of logic from the side because no boost. Sank is still out of play until we find Boost Ball.
The concerning thing about that is that Prime 1's not supposed to have any beams right now, so I'm not actually... Like, we saw Plant already, right?
Oh, that was an X-ray visor in Torvus Temple access. We might need that later. Depends on if OP is required. Because, yeah, for Go mode right now, we are currently looking for... let me get my keynotes up. We definitely need Dark Visor and Light Suit. Or actually, no. Light Suit's not necessarily strictly required just yet. We definitely need Dark Visor. That was the Dark Beam and Profane Path hint. Thanks, game. There's Echo's Grapple Beam in Abandoned Worksite. Not strictly helpful, but it does let you get through this room nice and quickly now.
You know, I gotta say Catacombs specifically is, like, the most terrible room to put the Dark Beam hint.
It's, like, way out of the way now. Alright, there's the Hydro Dynamo Chamber Sky Temple key. And we do know one is on Alpha Blog, so no gravity means skipping that is going to be a pain in the backside. I do remember Dark Burst showed up at one point. I think only Bellator has it right now. We're going to get to see the rest of the... I think we've actually seen this Dark Torvus loop from Lucaria, so we didn't see anything too crazy here.
Mic check?
Hello.
Okay. Internet died there for a second.
No worries. Alright, we're getting the Gathering Hall hint, which reveals to us that the Dark Visor is up to 3 rooms away from reactor access. So it's in early Sank somewhere. Reactor access, I think, is the room right before reactor core. So up to 3 rooms means it can be anywhere between reactor core and main research.
It can be in Sank Entrance.
It could be in Sank Entrance. We saw Spider's Treasure, so it can't be there. So yeah, it's anywhere between Sank Entrance and main research, including Sank Map.
That is honestly one of the most garbage proximity hints I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That doesn't isolate. That does isolate the area, but there are still some pretty nasty checks in there, especially Sank Map.
Like, specifically is that, like, Sank Entrance is not connected to the rest of that unless you have Dark Visor and you come in through the front. And Sank Map is obviously, like, not currently accessible. And there's just no way to go to it and have any idea that you're actually going to get the item that was hinted.
Indeed.
Where was X-ray?
X-ray was in Torvis Temple access.
And was Labs a wash?
Haldredrin has a boost ball. I don't remember where that came from. But he's going to take it back to go get Plasma Beam now. I think Labs had boost ball, but that's about it.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's... Yeah, I wish I hadn't missed the boost ball, because that's really significant with them being able to get Plasma at this point.
Well, it must have been before Observatory.
Right, because it's Observatory logically requires it.
Unless Ice Beam is supposed to be somewhere else.
Well, was it? Could it have been Ruined Courtyard, or could it have been? Let's see.
It could have been It could have been anywhere up to Hydra.
It wasn't Hydra.
Which it wasn't. Yeah.
If it was an Echoes on that path, I believe Frost would have it, and he doesn't.
X-Ray and Torvis, nice hint. In Lucarius' case, though, that is a nice hint, because they don't know about that yet. But it looks like Bellator has done the same Cash B dive into Lower Torvis.
You know, I really did expect Plasma to be picked up much later in the seed. I didn't expect it to come into play at this point.
You know what the worst thing is? That should be, assuming Boost Ball was in the Prime seed, that should be a perfectly logical Plasma Beam. Now, granted, Plasma doesn't do us that much without Ice, but it's still pretty nice to have now and not later. Gathering Hall appears to be a missile expansion. And Lucarius is going to nope out of out of this section of Lower Torvis. Let's see. We're getting a Grapple Guardian fight from Bellator.
The Storage Cave artifact in particular is, or I don't remember, maybe it was an STK, but
yeah.
Not isolating that, like that's, risk of isolating that is very bad if you don't have Plasma.
Alright, Lucarius is going to go out of bounds here in Transit Tunnel South to get the item there, and just got Seeker Launcher out of Frost's... Goodness gracious. Chapel of the Elders. Now, Bellator used Sunburst on Grapple Guardian, but has unfortunately burnt all remaining Light Beam ammo, so the remainder of this fight is going to be less than ideal. Now, here's a fun fact, and I think I demonstrated this yesterday. Sonic Boom does actually work on Grapple Guardian in the transition between Phase 1 and 2.
I did not know that. Actually, it's good to know that it is useful for something.
You need usually you need two Sonic Booms, though, to deal the finishing blow in time, so...
That's a big ask for ammo.
Indeed. Alright, so yeah, Lucarius, I think, saw the item, but it was just a missile tank, so time to leave. Now, the one thing you do not want to do while you're out of bounds, and luckily you can't do it in this case because you're underwater, is Screw Attack. Because if you Screw Attack out of bounds, you go falling, because then the game doesn't decide to put you on a floor.
Because at that point, you're in a Morph Ball.
Alright, Lucarius is now back into Gathering Hall. And Haldredrin, after all this time, is now doing Plant. I think we've seen Plants in Ghost, and they ended up being nothing important.
Yeah, and I don't want to point out in chat that, because, like, the Echo's missile launcher is, like, pretty much the Prime model. We may have, like, easily had the runners, see like a missile they didn't want to grab because it was too far out of the way, and have skipped the logical Echoes launcher.
Yeah, because...
That's not knowing about it.
Yeah, because in Echoes, the launcher is a little brighter colored, but in Prime, it still uses the darker standard missile launch, the Prime 1 missile color. So, yeah, it is entirely possible.
Frost is going for out-of-bounds training. Training hall.
Ooh. Yeah, we do know this. This is going to reveal some very important information. Alright, looks like Frost hasn't hit the floor, so should be able to ether jump out of this.
Oh, is he doing this? Oh yeah, because he doesn't have wave beam, so he could not have gotten the knowledge for this. So this is a blind training chamber play.
Yeah, and with no boost ball, it's going to be a pretty bad reveal. But Lucarius is going to now go out of training chamber into Sanctuary. And yep, Frost has seen the plasma. This is going to give us some new information, because now we're going to be able to check main research. And again, every item between here and reactor core could be Dark Visor, which if that's the case, then you absolutely are expected to do Sank entrance. Your way into Sanctuary is from one of the power bomb doors. I could not see what that was up there. And Lucarius did not read the Cobalt hint, interestingly. But the Frost, in the meantime, has picked up Plasma, is now trying to get out.
Yeah, doing the transition to be on the wrong room to kind of like, I think it like simplifies the collision in the room that the game doesn't think you're in, so that you can ceiling warp.
So Dark Visor must not be in main research or and that looked like an energy tank, so it looks like Dark Visor must be either in Sank entrance or Sank map station. In which case we either are looking for Light Suit or Boost Ball. Cannonball would also be pretty nice. I'm very surprised Lucarius did not read the main research hint.
So Frost, because of the wrong room, Frost like unloaded the room that he was. I'm not quite sure, but I think he unloaded the room that he was in and he didn't mean to.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's a reset, and I don't think that's going to allow Frost to keep that plasma beam.
No, it would have been much nicer if that was an Echo's item, because that could have just sent over the multi-world and he could have reset, not had to worry about it.
Indeed. Alright, so now we're going to see... Haldadrin has finished off Ghost. Ghost was missiles, so looks like Plant was dead.
Very.
We're getting a Hazing Cliff check. This is our first ever, I think. And
Bellator did do this.
Okay, that's the other Sky Temple key that was not recorded. That makes sense. Yeah, with this equipment, Lucarius could have actually checked Hive Gyro. Even without Boost Ball, there is a standable terrain screw attack you can do to get to the piston or the top of the spider sphere right up below the item.
Yeah, I think with Dark Visor, maybe I go for that play, since you can open the portal for up there and like get the travel up to Dynamo Works for free.
That was the Dynamo Chamber hint, so hopefully Lucarius knows to turn around at this point. Probably will do so after a save warp out of main gyro, because turning around and getting to Temple Grounds at this very minute is very inconvenient.
Yeah, it being a hint for a Prime 1 item too, that's an excellent save scum, so you can warp to start and then go get it, and then just reset and be back here again.
Alright, Hive Dynamo is a life support system for Frost. That could very well be Phazon Suit.
Yeah, life supports either energy tanks or suits.
Frost is currently running on 4E, which, with what will ultimately be 3 suits, is fairly safe for final bosses. But we're now going to read the main gyro hint, and it looks like Bellator is also heading into main research as well. Umos 2 is an energy tank, so Quad is dead.
Oh, so we didn't see Bellator get this far because he did not have Dark Beam.
The main research hint has revealed that the Phazon suit is in Dark Aegon. Ooh, that's
I wonder if
not...
it's behind that the dark beam door and where you first enter Aegon.
It could totally just be chilling in Incash 4. Right now, unchecked Dark Aegon areas include Incash 4, Incash 2, Incash 1, Feeding Pit. We know the temple is a Sky Temple key. Anything between Doomed Entry and Warrior's Walk. So yeah, there's a lot of places Phazon Suit can be. Some are not too bad, some are pretty bad.
Yeah, this is like one of the seeds where it'd be fine for it to be in cache 2, whereas some seeds in cache 2 is a very bad location. The bad locations here are Feeding Pit and I don't remember what. I didn't catch the Dark Oasis key bearer hint, so I don't know what type of items there.
Dark Oasis is not a suit.
Okay.
It was a missile-related upgrade, so... Okay, so that... It does isolate Phazon Suit to some degree. And considering that the Phazon Suit hint can never be checked this seed because an artifact is in PMT...
It's very good to know.
Yeah, nice compensation. What have we got there in Workstation? The other light suit. Wow. Both suits were in the Prime Seed. And I do believe Workstation is in Logic without Ice Beam, so... Yeah, this should be a perfectly logical light suit. We had a simultaneous reset from both players on Team HECC's side. But yeah, with that light suit coming up, Sank Map is now in play.
Oh. The
Yeah,
last
Bellator's
save
in-
Frost had was over in Vendrana. So
Oh, dear.
after Lucarius got the wave, they just reset.
Makes sense.
That's really good. Heads up. It's hard to remember, I think. I try to leave saves in some places to save scum them, and then I can't remember for sure if my save was there, so I end up not using them. So it's great to be able to take advantage of that.
Indeed. Yeah, this is a very peculiar situation we're finding ourselves in, where the Echoes player has now been given both suits. Oh, you know where progression could totally just be right now? Fortress Transport access. Emerald Translator and both suits were in Prime, so that it's perfectly logical.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to favor that play without boost to combine it with Sank Entrance.
Indeed.
But yeah, Bellator having light suit here, he'll be able to just go to Sank Map and see if the Dark Visor's there. I think that'll inform his decision a lot more.
Yeah, and if Dark Visor is not in Sank Map, then it has to be in Sank Entrance. And Sank Entrance is totally doable without Missile Launcher. Alright, there's the Watch Station Access artifact. Based on what we know, we can likely assume Chica is dead. Possibly. We're still looking for Boost Ball and Super Missiles. Actually, are we technically looking for Boost Ball? Hold on. For Echo's Boost. Yeah, I don't think we actually need Echo's Boost Ball.
Yeah, only if Dark Visor Sank Entrance, I think.
Yes.
Rock!
Yes.
Artist the Rock Man.
Garignac. Garignac. Garignac.
Is that the name of the
Rock Monster in Galaxy Quest,
Galaxy Quest, yeah.
And Galaxy Quest came out like, what, a year before, or two before Prime did? So they had to have known what they were doing. Chica is officially dead now. Sank Energy Controller hint reveals it's a light ammo tank.
Well, at least we still have Murmuration.
So I'm trying to think what we're missing for hints. So Chica's dead, so we don't care about that last red key. The Chicka key hint is not, is still known. That's our last always hint, I think. Alright, we're gonna get the charge combo in Sentinel's path here. This is very likely super missiles. I would be very shocked if this was Sonic Boom. And indeed it is. So that, I do believe, actually puts us in Dark Visor. Actually, we still need Gravity Boost because Transit Tunnel East is a Sky Temple key.
Yeah, that's... I've heard that's a particularly nasty wall crawl to get without gravity.
The Varia suit is exactly one room away from something.
That was the wave beam, so not too helpful at this point.
Well, it is helpful for Lucarius because... Oh wait, no, they picked up wave. My bad.
Yeah, because the actual wave beam hit was in Hall Combat Mastery.
Alright, we can see main gyro as well. So yeah, gravity is actually a pretty big wild card because there's a lot of places it can be. We know it's not on Alpha Blog because Alpha Blog is a Sky Temple key. We've seen Lagoon already. So yeah, Gravity Boost is a pretty nasty check. Gravity Boost is a pretty nasty missing item right now.
So many items that we're missing, and I'm racking my brain right now. Like, I'm so silent because I'm just thinking, where could these items be?
Gravity could totally be on Aerie since we know about Dark Visor and we have Echo.
But that would require boost.
For Aerie.
It does need boost, yeah. And it's not there. Alright.
Rock, what do you give us? A
Bonk.
smack on the head.
What I really want to know is ice
Boost
beam.
Ball! Or Cannonball, but either way, I think you should pick that up. Wow.
Probably real boost, yeah. Because
Boost Ball on Thardis.
Bellator, do it. Be the people's champion. No, turn around.
Wow.
Give us what the people desire.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We want Aerie.
That
Chat
is
wants Aerie.
I don't think we
And you
want
know
Aerie.
what's even weird is we technically don't have Thermal Visor yet, so Thardis is technically out of logic.
Like, Aerie's just not a good play at this point. Like, I would definitely, like... He still needs to loop around back to St. Map Station. I think that should be the first thing on his mind, really.
Well, I think after Bellator checks Vault side, they will route that in. Gets the Watch Station skip first try. Well done. Alright, Lucarius Wood Supers in tow is going to try again to reveal their Sky Temple key hints.
Did Frost go to Ice Temple to pick up the Seekers?
Frost has gotten Seekers for Lucarius, yes.
Okay. I swear I didn't see it. I was blind.
It was a quick, it was blink and you miss it. We are about to see Chozo Ice Temple from Haldadrin, courtesy of this Plasma Beam. But yeah, Lucarius is about to get the very bad news that Light Suit is likely required. Again.
Oh, there's Ice Beam and Ice Temple.
Ooh,
Wait.
wow, that is lousy. So Ice was behind Plasma. That's almost go mode for Prime. They're just waiting on Phazon Suit at this point. Which we know now is in the Echo's Dark Aegon.
Yeah, and with Light Suit, it's like a lot more certain that it's going to be obtainable.
This is basically going to be go mode or close to go mode for teams.
Semi-Croissant.
Semi-Croustillant. Yeah, this is basically go mode, because they know where their last things are. Oh, wait, no, they're still looking for gravity. Because, yeah, again, Transit Tunnel East. Transit Tunnel East is the one stinker right now.
Yeah, we knew light suit is needed for dungeon for the artifacts.
Right, yeah.
Getting
Dungeon.
phase on suit on time for the prime player for lower mines is still going to be important because of the PMT artifact.
Right.
But that's like Bellator is in a really good position to, like, whenever it goes to Dark Hagen, he should be able to get it.
And I would wager their next stop right now is Sank Map, and they will route that into Aegon, because it does definitely feel like Aegon is the place to be to get the last. Well, actually,
I'm actually wondering if Bellator ends up doing Dark Hagen key skip for Amorvis, because
I was about to say, because yeah, we don't have any Dark Aegon keys on either Echoes player's side by the looks of it.
Yeah, so Bellator should have the information that one of the Dark Aegon keys is a 50-50 between going back to War Ritual Grounds after Dark Visor and going to... actually, they both require Dark Visor, but the other one could be an Ing Reliquary. So it's like, he doesn't know which one it is. It's terrible to, like, make a play for either of them, honestly. I wonder if he just does Dark Aegon key skip.
I would wager Dark Aegon key skip is pretty likely, because we have not seen the red key, the Aegon key in Sanctuary. And... it's either in Sank Map, Sank Entrance, or Airy. Take your pick.
We know Dark Visor is either in Map or Sank Entrance, so
yeah,
we're about to find out.
Yeah, so he killed the quad there to make sure the save station is going to be open.
And it's not here, so...
Uh-oh.
Dark Visor is in Sank Entrance, and the other Aegon key is on Airy. Or Spider Guardian.
Where did we see Echo's boost ball again?
Echo's boost was located on Thardis.
Oh, okay. So that's yeah, okay, that's very good for them, because, like, at least they know Bellator knows where Dark Visor is now and can get it. It's just going to be a bit of a trip. It makes it so that he can get FTA as well on the way, so this just works out very well.
Alright, looks like...
Timing, by the way, is just... Oh, they're not going to go to Sank Entrance. Sorry, my train of thought was absolutely interrupted there. It's funny, both Prime 2 players happened to be in Dynamo at the time that Boost was picked up.
Oh, Lucarius is turning around now that you say that. But yeah, Sank Entrance has to be done from the front. They can't do it from the map station side.
Prime 2 knowledge not being sufficient, I bet.
Yeah, the main reason is there's a Dark Visor Seeker lock in the front door.
Right.
Past the front door. So yeah, Dark Visor has to be Sank Entrance now. But yeah, there are... And I think we saw the Dynamo Works tunnel, and we know it's not... I don't think it was a red key. So either the last red key has to be on a Sank boss. Or the Aegon key has to be on a Sank boss.
That's gross. Yeah, even more reason to do the skip. I'm not sure if Lucarius knows that I think it's a pretty advanced one. I know he knows, like, a pretty good amount of tricks, out-of-bounds tricks, but yeah, Dark Aegon key skip is one that it's like extremely situational too, I think.
I thought for sure Lucarius was going to bonk on the wall, but nope.
Maybe he'll surprise me. I'll be impressed if he does know it, but I'm not feeling great about his chances in this race with the info that we have currently. Everything's riding so well for Bellator too.
Yeah, it looks like Bellator is now going to make that trip over to grab Dark Visor and also check Fortress Transport access while they're at it.
Yeah, so yeah, Frost getting the light suit for Lucarius. Boost and light suit were pretty good timing for the Echoes players in sync at the same time.
Yeah, the hints have actually been pretty helpful this time around, the Cobalt hints especially.
Imagine the Cobalt hints being helpful.
I haven't seen any of the joke hints yet, though, which is a little sad.
We've seen one of them.
We saw the Santa Claus one like right away.
Yeah, and we see a Morbus is guarding Sky Temple Key 4, as we know. And I do believe there is one always hint remaining in the pool, and that's the Torvus key hint, which will help isolate the last Aegon key a little better. But that's about it. We may also see the Sank entrance hint be read, and because Seekers were late, we have not seen Mining Station B yet. Now, if we don't see a hint for Gravity Boost, there is a good chance that it's in the Prime 1 seed.
Yeah, there's still quite a lot to do there. Now that we know where all of the beams are, we're, I think, kind of waiting on a Lower Mines play. Yeah, Frost is going to be quite disadvantaged on the beams.
I think they're on their way to Chozo to go pick up Plasma as we speak.
Yeah, just gonna be like behind physically. At least he knows where Plasma is, so that is at least something good that came out of the training chamber attempt. But yeah, I think Gravity Boost is most likely in Mines.
Alright, Lucarius is going to get the very bad news that Dark Visor is also definitely in Mines. Or, not Mines, Sank entrance. Okay, that's where Prime Boost was. Not Dynamo, Tower Chamber. So it was locked by Wave. I was wondering where that was. How the Drinch is going to verify remaining artifacts.
Bellator doesn't have the Vigilance turret. Oh, he didn't scan the thing for the Vigilance turret.
Yeah, the cannon's not active. You do have to scan that. But yeah, this is pretty nasty. I mean, and we're still looking for the wild card that is Gravity Boost. Gravity could totally be in like Hive entrance or something.
Oh man,
we're about to see the Sank entrance hint from Bellator too.
Alright, this hint reveals to us that there is a movement system for Haldred and Temple Grounds, which is irrelevant. We've gotten them all already. That would be referring to, I believe, Grapple Beam, because I think that was found in Echoes.
Yes, that was Wind Chamber Gateway.
And indeed, Dark Visor in Sank entrance.
You'll love to see it.
What a mess, and it looks like Haldredin is considering going to Mines, and in fact, I think that's exactly what they're doing.
What is this oob from Frost?
This is... Good question.
I think he's going for Training Chamber from this direction to not have to loop around your Magma Pool.
It would be quite the walk.
So Bellator, I think, is gonna try and race to Dark Agon from here to look for that Phazon suit so you can get it in time for Haldredin to get the PMT artifact.
Yeah, if it turns out Bellator doesn't need the Aegon keys, then they are, then Team Semi-Croustillant is just looking for gravity. That's all they need.
Yeah, there's lots of checks and mines, which is why I think it's in here. So unless it like is not in here, I think
Life
they're
Grove.
really solid. I wouldn't. Life Grove would be. You're saying Life Grove wasn't checked, right?
Yeah, Life
Nope.
Grove hasn't been checked yet.
Yeah.
Could do.
So if that's there, that'll like throw them for a little bit of a loop. But I have trouble imagining Gravity Boost is going to be somewhere that they're going to have trouble getting it. Like,
Yeah.
it could be Spider Guardian or Airy, too. Those would be the worst places at this point.
Well,
Well,
we know that Airy probably is likely holding that Dark Aegon key.
it could Spider Guardian or Airy has the Aegon key, but it's on a boss for sure because we've checked everything else and sank.
Right, I'm saying that they're not both a Dark Aegon key.
Mhm.
So, could still be on one of them. I don't expect it, though. Oh, that was a nice...
Yeah, the other
spider
thing is-
latch onto the side of the track for Haldredrin, which is not where you want to be.
I think the other thing is that gravity is still currently unhinted, which to me strongly suggests that this is not going to be anything important. Yeah. It strongly suggests to me that gravity is not in the Echo Seed, otherwise we probably have seen it by now. Although there are still a pair of emerald and one amber hint unaccounted for. One of which we know is a joke, and the other which we know is an always hint related to Torvus keys. So there's actually only one usable hint remaining in the Echoes pool.
Okay, so Frost once again, ceiling warping into training chamber. Is he on the wrong room? Yeah. Okay.
Well, the ceiling warp worked, so now he's walking through training chamber access. Whoops! Flying pirates being flying pirates.
I'm about to get some deja vu, I swear. Oh, the thermalizer. Okay.
Okay, that put Thardus into logic without missiles. That dart beam was in logic without missiles too. Oh my. Never mind.
This speed is just... Ugh.
Okay, so we're running out of good places where this thing can be. Oh, never mind. Yep, gravity was on elite research.
Oh, jeez.
That is go mode.
Yeah. It's assuming that he's gonna go do Dark Egg and key skip, but I think it's a very good assumption.
All right, no sign of Phazon suit here. We're going to check the battleground in cache, which we know is a STK, actually. I do also believe that effectively reduces the number of decent spots that the... Well, actually, we have light suits, so it doesn't matter where Phazon suit is now. It's only a matter of time.
Do you think it's in that underwater area in Pirate Labs?
Feeding pit? Yeah. It's pretty likely at this point, actually. Because now, with this, we can reach... With everything we've now got, we can now reach labs without missiles. Although the supers were in Sank is the only problem. There it is, doomed entry.
And we are off to the races.
Indeed we are. Unfortunately, there is still quite a lot on our runners' plates here.
That's kind of a weird seat to see the first doomed entry check be an hour and a half in.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oy, oy, oy.
on the Echoes front, Bellator still needs to retrieve the keys from Alpha Blog, Amorbis, and Defiled Shrine, which is a fantastic Last Sky Temple key. And as well as retrieve artifacts in Dungeon and Torvis Energy Controller.
Oh, you know what? Agon Key Skip is probably not a good play for him to do right now because his time would be better spent getting Haldredrin's artifacts that Haldredrin can finish, and so they aren't on double time.
Very true.
So yeah, I don't think we're actually going to see it now. I do expect to see it later in the seed, but yeah, he's going to like sacrifice some of his own time and efficient routing to get his partner to finish earlier.
Yeah, I completely forgot about. The fact that there's still quite a lot of heavy-duty locations on the table for artifacts and keys. Because yeah, the Prime player still has to do Vent Shaft, PMT, Security Access A. I think Haldredrin got Storage Cave. Yeah, there's still a few pretty nasty spots, but Defiled Shrine is a fantastic last Sky Temple key.
Actually, wait. Oh yeah, Transit Tunnel East is an artifact. Yeah, he's gonna want to get that as soon as possible.
Yeah, so Bellator is going to start by going to Torvis first and get the key out of Transit Tunnel East and Torvis Energy, a Lagoon, and I think, actually, no, he's got Lagoon, so he's going to get the Torvis Energy Controller and TTE keys.
So this seed is somewhat gross, but I honestly think it's very... I think it was very good for information, and just the things it wants you to do are kind of awkward and gross, but it could have been much worse, I think, if it didn't inform you of these things.
Indeed.
Lucarius is going for Aang Reliquary, so we're finally going to find out which key, whether this is an Agon or a Torvis key.
And it was a Torvis key, so the other Aegon key is, in fact, in War Ritual Grounds.
Yeah, that is... yeah, he must have not tried to scan that. But yeah, that's unfortunate for him that he lost the coin flip here. Like, with him going to Aang Reliquary, obviously he does intend to be searching out the Agon keys. So, yeah, it's looking very rough for them. Looking very rough for HECC.
Alright, Bellator's not even reading the Torvis Energy Controller hint, because at this point it doesn't matter. We do know that one of the missing Aegon keys is here in Torvis. And we've seen just about everything on the front of Lower Torvis, so I think it might be in the Underground Tunnel neighborhood. Because we haven't seen that area yet. Or
yes,
not.
the boost locked stuff.
Yeah, I think Bellator, and it goes to what you points to what you were saying earlier. How whoops, that's a lava bath. It goes back to what you were saying earlier about Bellator going for the team play here. So yeah, because Bellator can get the keys and then do a Morbis on his own time after everything is all sorted out. So it really is a great play to fulfill your obligations to your partner and then finish.
Yeah, that's why you don't do Spider Guardian when you know 2 out of the 3 items aren't a beam.
Alright, with a quick bop into the portal there, Bellator will now go and retrieve the, which key is this? This is a play to... This must be a play to Alpha Blog. Oh wait, Dungeon Sky Temple key, yeah, forgot about that one.
Oh, I think Bellator is like done with artifacts, so he can do whatever he wants for his own game at this point.
I think Bellator still has to go...
Oh wait, no, sorry, Dungeon is an artifact, my bad.
Dungeon's an artifact, Transit Tunnel East is an artifact, so Transit Tunnel East is easy. Bellator's just going to literally pop out of the portal and then go get it. Because, yeah, that gate basically doesn't exist in Catacombs.
You're right, I thought, for some reason I thought he got TT already, but obviously he's down here now, so he hasn't.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Dungeon routes really well with TTE.
It doesn't help that gravity was in elite research. So how far down lower mines do we actually have to go here? Now that I think about it, because
At least PMT.
Yeah, PMT. That's right. So what's most likely going to happen is Haldred's probably going to save warp out at MQA, not MQA, MQB. Because by that point you're already there.
Yeah, I think we saw. I know we saw one Prime player after getting PMT turn around and save warp out of Central Dynamo, and I feel like the consensus from chat was that that was slower than going forward to MQB.
Yes, the good old Transcendental East double bomb slot beeping glitch.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one. Just like, yeah, you bombed the slot, but you bombed yourself back into it or something.
It's weird. The slot likes, because it's a puzzle that you might have to do multiple times, the slot might accidentally catch you twice. Oh, it's a rando bug. Okay. Alright, there's the PMT artifact for Haldredin. Meantime, we're seeing Frost cruise on through into Farfandrana.
Yeah, so I believe like Claris had added a check into the patcher for like, so like that bomb slot in TT is not active if you don't have gravity boost. So the game is like kind of in rando. The patcher made it so it's continually checking whether you have gravity boost to activate the bomb slot when you're in the room, because otherwise it'd require a room reload if you were to receive gravity boost in the room.
I see.
And it does some weird stuff.
Alright, and indeed, Haldredin is going to immediately just save warp out of MQB here, and unfortunately, Haldredin's artifact count is not visible on the tracker, so we don't know how many artifacts they currently have. But if I had to hazard a guess, the one they are missing, unless they've got them all, I think actually they have them all. Yeah, I think Haldredin has them all.
Save is telling us very likely.
See, at this point, Bellator can now go ahead and finish up. Exactly where is he going? Alpha Blog.
Did he? Yeah, going up from there is weird. Did he? I guess he probably forgot, because I don't see why you would leave Lower Torvus.
Yeah, that might have just been a mistake. I mean, I've goldfish memory my keys all the time, so nothing like a quick ammo fish reload here.
I think Lower Torvus is like the area where I tend to make the most routing mistakes. So you've got a Space Pelican on Haldredin's side.
I don't know why I just made the cat noise. What? Bye, blog.
Yeah, Alpha Blog gets to live today.
Save the animals, even if they try to kill you.
I mean, yeah, thankfully Aether doesn't blow up, so actually this animal gets to live for a change.
It doesn't have to be rehomed. Unlike the animals on Zibs.
I'm very glad that most of the time we do not have to fight Alpha Blog, so we can BSJ out.
Indeed. Yeah, although there's a couple of ways you can have a fairly easy time with that fight. You know, double damage plus dark burst is pretty nice. You can get an air underwater coming out of Hydro Chamber storage and screw attack into Alpha Block. That works too, for some reason.
That air underwater is so janky because, like it doesn't, like, most air underwaters you see get activated by jumping into the surface of the water and morphing, doing the frame perfect morph, going in vertically. But that one, you enter the water box horizontally to do it. It's really weird.
All right, that's it for Ridley for Haldadrin. Got charged quite a few times, but otherwise still a relatively clean fight.
Yeah, got a couple of those snipes off of the charge windups as well.
And the last, the Torvus Energy Controller hint gave Thermal Visor, so that would mean that Underground Tunnel and Mining Station B have our last joke hint and the Torvus key hint. Therefore, yeah, it was pretty much, if there were any doubts before, that pretty much seals it in. That gravity boost would definitely not have been in the Echo Seed by now.
Remind me where it was in Prime 1?
Gravity was in Elite Research on the Phazon Elite.
Right. The fun guy. What is that? That's normally artifact of... Shoot, I can't remember.
As warrior.
And Haldadrin just showing off briefly the Phazon suit hint in Impact Crater. So in the event that PMT wasn't required, if we were still looking for Phazon suit, that hint would have... that hint shows the area. It can be modded to show the specific room, but the votes, a poll was taken before this round, and the votes were pointing towards about 2-1 to area only.
Oh, you were right. The Torvus Amorbus key is Underground Tunnel.
Hey, want to become famous? By fault transmission blocked. That is literally my favorite joke hint.
I do like that one.
Except that transmission block does need to be in the voice of Adam from Dread. Alright, Bellator is in fact, looks like this is going to be the Aegon key skip here.
Do you know what room he went out of bounds in?
I wasn't paying attention, honestly.
I don't actually know where you're supposed to do this from. But I believe he's going to... I think the way this works is that you are able to touch the Amorphous trigger from outside to get warped in.
Basically, and that gets you warped to the right spot, it loads the room, and... Alright, so right now it looks like dueling range is loaded. Not dueling range, Judgment Pit is loaded. In the meantime, Haldadrin about to get through Subchamber 2 here on Exo. Not having too much trouble.
Yeah, so you still have to get out, especially since it's a Sky Temple key and not an artifact. And I think the way you do that is very similar to the Light World Agon Temple's secret world that's in like the new any percent route to walk World of Dark Beam. Or not the, or just the new way of getting to Dark Beam.
Alright, Haldadrin on Subchamber 3. Excuse me a moment.
Nice double ice spreader from Haldredin.
Alright, so Bellator is in the Immortus fight now. I know Lucarius has 2 Dark Agony keys right now, and I think he went... I'm assuming he went back to War Ritual Grounds for the other one. And the one that's missing is still the Sank one. I'm mostly wondering if we're going to get to see the location of that last Dark Agony key before Semi-Croustillant finishes up here.
Alright, I'm back. How are worms doing?
Crispy.
Oh, lovely. Alright, and that is another Sky Temple key for Bellator. Alright, let's see what happens here. Ooh. Looks like Bellator is trying for a BSJ here, but the camera's being slightly uncooperative here. In the meantime, that's down. That's one Exo out of the way for Haldredin, and it's now on to Essence.
I did not realize how disgusting this BSJ was.
Yeah, this looks hard.
Like
It
this,
seems like
this camera is so much more like swingy. Like the one good thing about like the Forgotten Bridge BSJ is the camera is not that swingy there if you get in the right position.
all right. Well, Bellator's up on is out of bounds, but now still has to climb to get to the ceiling.
This part of it is not too bad, I think.
Oh no, fell back into the temple. Oh, did a pool skip just happen on Haldredin's side? Yeah, I think a pool skip just happened.
Yeah,
Weird
that's
timing for a pool skip, though. It looked like Essence was out of range. I guess too close to the wall.
Just the always trolly beings of the Prime series.
Alright, Bellator's made it onto the ceiling. This should be far enough out of the way to get out to the temple border. Alright, so it looks like Bellator is still down one Sky Temple key, but luckily the last one is Defiled Shrine, and it's stupidly free.
Phazon was in Doomed Entry, and we only first saw it picked up 93 minutes in. That's kind of how weird the routing has been for this suit.
Yeah, luckily Phazon's suit, I mean, it was needed for an artifact, but there was enough going on where we weren't hunting for that specifically for too long.
Ooh, Frost is going for OP.
Fortunately, we know this is not going to yield anything. Looks like Frost went straight for that instead of to Elite Research for Gravity.
Yeah, so we had a Yeah, Haldredin is about to finish off Essence here. Be the first to finish. If you can not get knocked away from the pool.
I was about to say, let's find the pool first.
And that is time.
Alright, that's a 154.08 finish for Haldredin.
Leno is calling Flamethrower on OP. Alright, we're seeing Aerie now from Lucarius on the front of trying to find that Aegon key, because yeah, we know it's either here or Spider Guardian.
He got unlucky with the
and it looks
instant
like
boost from DS2.
Indeed, and it looks like it's not on Aerie, so it must be on Spider Guardian.
That's gross. Well, at least the Spider Guardian was technically skippable this time.
Indeed, although doing keyless Amorbis is a pretty darn hard trick. Also, I didn't even see what that was. Light ammo tank on OP.
Maybe right after. Aww.
Nope, just a missile tank. Alright, Beltor in the meantime is making his way to the Defiled Shrine in Key 9. Again, one of the best spots in the universe for it to be next to War Ritual Grounds. More specifically, when in go mode. The Prime bombs and main both Prime's bombs and main power bombs were both in main plaza. It was actually a very stacked main plaza. It had gravity, bombs, and main power bombs.
Main reactor for Flamethrower.
So, okay, it was the item in the Dark Samus fight after you reload the room. But yeah, Bellator is going to get into Sky Temple just shy of the 157 mark. And it looks like we're going to see a couple of quick farms done. Because, yeah, these Ingworm spheres are guaranteed to drop 10 missiles until you're full, and then after you're full, they drop power bombs. And Lucarius is going to give us Spider Guardian, and this is going to basically confirm where that last Aegon key is hiding. Unfortunately, that little wall got in the way of the power bomb.
Phase 2 and 3 of Spider Guardian is just nasty because you've got the janky half pipe, and these spider tracks are not actually active on this layer in these two phases specifically.
Ooh, Bellator just barely getting the one cycle there. Elects to not try and get the fourth tentacle in time. Uses bombs instead and succeeds. Well done. Nails the second power bomb. And looks like nailed the third. That was a great Emperoring 2 from Bellator. Ooh, and Emperoring 3 juked. Yeah, personally, I like to try and not start the screw attack until after the lasers start. Alright, that should have been another minor hit. Yep.
Minor.
Yeah, one more tickle should do
Whee!
it. Yeah, it's
That
always
is my
satisfying to watch
favorite
that.
part.
Oh, yeah, that's where Echo's launcher was. It was in Sanctum.
What?
It just got launched.
Oh. All right, time to escape.
Ba-da-da. My favorite escape music in all of the Prime series. Alright. Will we get centered?
Well, if my race is anything to go by, probably. And there's the Aegon key on Spider Guardian.
Yeah. Agon Key's skip was so powerful in this race. I think it would have like made up for any of the disadvantages that Semi-Croustillant ended up having, even though they ended up getting Plasma first. Like, they ended up catching up. They had some... The morph disadvantage for HECC kind of came out in the wash, but I believe that Bellator was late to getting Wave Beam and was just a little bit behind to Dark Beam at that point, but...
Haldadrin got Wave first.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, HECC has been behind for what I feel like was a majority. They only got Dark Beam first, as far as I know.
I thought they were late. I thought they were first to something else as well. But
Yeah, Lucarius was very... Lucarius was first to Dark Beam, but very late to Wave Beam. Alright, well, Bellator's not gotten set
Various
yet.
dude.
That's
They also
gonna
got
do it.
Various dude though.
And that is going to do it. Team Semi-Croustillant will be our victors today. Frost and Lucarius have decided to forfeit and will not be finishing.
yeah, it was a gross finish from here on out. I don't blame them.
And we are joined in the booth by our runners today. GG to you.
GG's.
So, Frost and Lucarius, valiant effort, but unfortunately, it looks like the Aegon keys were your slowdown here at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of small unfortunate circumstances in that seed.
Yeah, I heard from my partner as well that Bellator was able to skip keys for Morbus.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
yeah, GG's to you.
Thanks, GG.
So, how about that? How about those beam locations today for Prime, huh?
What is that, man?
Ice beam was really bad, but yeah, I could have done faster. It was my last location, ice beam. I thought when I got ice beam, I was kind of scared because less location ice beam, it's pretty bad.
well, it was the same thing for me, so
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Frost tried to go out of bounds to get the training chamber plasma, but it needed a second try.
yeah, or I didn't have boost or wave at the time, so I thought I'd go back for it later. But
I had wave, but not boost, and I could have done it, but I thought I had much better to do at the time. So
So, Lucarius, you had actually ended up being the first to Dark Beam, since you got the since you went to Profane Path after Annihilator and Echo showed
Mhm.
up. But you ended up being late to Wave Beam.
Yeah,
oh,
when I saw the
really?
hint for that, oh my god, I cried.
Yeah, because you didn't go back to GFMC after you picked up various suit in Com area.
Yeah, and also because I routed Jump Guardian very late, I didn't have the Power Bomb expansion, so when I did go back there the first time, I couldn't even have grabbed it if I wanted to.
Yeah, and as a result of being late to Jump Guardian, it took it also meant Morph Ball was delayed a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just now, once we figured out where everything was when it came to the last couple of keys, because now we know that the last the Sky Temple Grounds Aegon key had to be in War Ritual Grounds now, and the only
Reliquary was checked.
reliquary was checked. It was the last Torvis key.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a nasty 50-50 once we
Yeah.
realized.
Yeah.
And then, like, Bellator, I saw Bellator tried to scan the War Ritual Grounds key, but didn't manage to get it. So, just like Dark Aghan key skip is very powerful in that situation because you don't want to have to choose between those two.
The one in Sank, was it in Spider Guardian or
It
Yeah, it
was
was.
Spider
Eric?
Guardian, yes.
Spider Guardian, yeah. That's what I thought.
Lucaris had actually just picked it up when the race was wrapping up.
Oh, gotcha.
Where was that Phazon suit, by the way?
Where was what?
Phazon suit.
It was
Doomed
in
Entry.
Doomed Entry.
Oh, yeah, another one of those locations I just hadn't been to.
Well, there's one thing that's been kind of bugging us for a while, and we're about to find out where the Echo's missile launcher was because I don't think we saw it. Let's see.
Maybe Vault.
Missile launcher. Cannonball was in Incash 2. Missile launcher was in Life Grove Tunnel.
Wow. They wanted you to do reverse. Okay.
You literally had to wait for the Prime player to get their boost ball, which actually the Echoes player was able to get that in Logic because I think that was Dark Beam locked, and Dark Beam you could reach without missiles.
That's also Ice Beam locked, which is behind Plasma, behind Training Chamber. It's just ridiculous.
Oh my god.
And also, the Echo Visor actually needed main power bombs because that was in Mining Station A.
Mhm.
And those were somewhere in Fendrana as well.
Yeah,
so...
Ice Ruins West. Not
Oh.
West, East Spider Track.
So does anyone want a RA main missiles required for?
No.
The worst seed of all time.
Oh jeez.
With how cursed the 2 seeds I've just commentated over the past
Yeah.
12 hours have been.
What
Let's
was
not.
this, though? Jeez, man. Like, in the past probably 100 practice seeds that I've done with Frost, we have not encountered something this garbage, so... pretty bad.
I think once we had in a practice seat the missile launcher in the
MQB.
maze.
In MQB also.
Oh, in QB, yeah.
It was my last check. It was his launcher.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, we had one on OP before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else in particular. Thoughts on the artifacts and keys in general, considering they needed light suit again.
Yeah.
For me, the
also-
problem was more TTE.
Yeah, that one. I mixed it up with TTS as well. Useless out of bounds.
Oh, that's why you did that. I thought you just wanted
Yeah.
to check the item.
No, I mixed the two up. I thought it was in TTS. Then again, like from like what 25, maybe 30 minutes in, when I saw that morph ball, like that was one of my last early checks. I was like tilted already at that point because my routing was so garbage.
The morph ball was kind of interesting because like your team was very late to it, but because of your comm area dip, you had Varia much earlier. So so like both Haldredin and Frost were sitting in BK mode waiting for that morph for a while, but Frost was sitting in BK mode in Magmore, so that created a lot of divergence because even after you got morph, you were both doing very different things.
Yeah, I was hoping for an early Canyon item, but it was just ammo, sadly.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Well,
okay.
So with this, Team HECC, I believe that puts you at 1-1.
Yes.
And Semi Croustillants, that puts you at 2-0. So definitely good luck to the both of you continuing on in this tournament. Still plenty more to see.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And anything else, fellow comms, that you want to add before we close out?
No.
We do have 2 more races going on today, but I don't think they have room for restream. It's a very packed schedule today, and I think they were put on the schedule kind of late.
The 2 p.m. race, yeah, the Fail Guys versus Infinite Speed Squad race most likely won't get a restream given the schedule, but the 10 p.m. race, we should be able to get that thrown in.
Yeah, I think that could. It's potentially we could ask to get it on 5. I think that might work.
Might even be able to get it on 4, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, so the 2 p.m. race is Shy Guy and Lenifus on Fail Guys versus Viapron and Alti Naruto on Infinite Speed Squad. And the 10 p.m. race, which we might be able to get a restream for, is Bash and Diggle versus Op and Mighty Caesar.
I really hope we can get a restream for that match. That should be a fantastic race. Both races are going to be fantastic, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can do on that front. But in the meantime, folks, yes, again, thank you and shout outs to our 4 runners today, Bellator and Haldredrin of Semi Croustillants, and Frost and Lucarius Lion of Team HECC for their fantastic performance here this morning. And thank you to my partners, Asder and Frost. Thank you both for joining me here in the booth this morning.
Thank you for having me along for the ride.
Thank you for joining us because we had it was just me and Frost slated for this morning for a while, and it made things a lot easier to follow to have 3 people. So thank you, Captain.
No problem. With that said, folks, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. We will hopefully see you later tonight, but we will regardless see you next mission. Take care.
Have a good one, and we'll see you next mission.